I've worked in criminal justice in one form or another my whole career and have been involved with youth justice in Northern Ireland since 1998. It's fair to say that there's been a lot of reform since that time, with the implementation of the Justice Northern Ireland Order and the Criminal Justice Review of 2000. And then in 2010, when justice was finally devolved, our big hope was the Youth Justice Review. And in partnership with the children's rights movement, we worked hard to ensure that the terms of reference would ensure a child's rights compliant youth justice system in Northern Ireland. The recommendations, when published a year later, whilst not perfect, really gave me a lot of hope. The age at which a child can be held criminally responsible is 10 here in Northern Ireland. And the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child have consistently raised the issue of our low age with our government. And the Youth Justice Review, when published in 2011, made a clear recommendation, number 29, that the minimum age of criminal responsibility should be raised to 12 with immediate effect, and then further consideration should be given to increasing it to 14 within 3 years. So we waited patiently for our government to act. And therefore, almost as my last act as Director of Include Youth was to support the launch of the Raise the Age campaign in 2015. And it wasn't an easy decision to make recommendation 29 the key ask, even though we knew a child's rights compliant approach would have been well beyond the age of 12. But I felt that by asking for anything more would have been a step too far, and that we would not garner the necessary support needed to get the campaign over the line. We were trying to read the political landscape and bring those in opposition with us. Essentially, we were saying that we should accept less than the UN Committee's recommendation for our children. However, 6.5 years later, it's clear we were overly optimistic that our government would be able to do the right thing, and that lesson has definitely been learned. A lot has happened since the publication of the Youth Justice Review, all of which has added to the evidence of the need to raise the age of criminal responsibility. We have seen as a society, and we have learned more about trauma and other adverse childhood experiences and how they affect children and young people. And the UN Committee has revised its position on this issue, published in General Comment number 24 in 2019, and now encourages state parties to take note of the scientific evidence concerning child development and subsequently adopt a minimum age of criminal responsibility of at least 14 years of age. The children and communities of this jurisdiction deserve the highest standards of rights and no longer should at least apply to us. The return of devolution in January 2020 provided an opportunity to finally implement all the outstanding recommendations of the Youth Justice Review. Regrettably, we have yet to see this happen. The minimum age of criminal responsibility must be raised to 16. Our children will get better outcomes and our communities will be safer. The time for an incremental approach is long past.